Yeah. Hey, everybody, and welcome to a webinar gone wild. My name is Diane Hockman. I have a panel of fabulous people who I will introduce in just a moment. It's been a long time coming to be back out and doing some stuff. Last week I told a couple stories, but it wasn't terribly wild. It was probably just maybe even a little bit serious, but that's okay. But now I have some buddies here, and I have to admit, and I usually don't do this, but I actually made a beverage. I don't know how much of it I'll drink during this, but I'm going to take a sip. Oh, look at
that. Mine's just yummy pink hydration.
Yeah, well, this ain't. So,
on Coke?
Again, I'll be too busy talking, and I don't want to ruin my lipstick that I worked very hard on. But so guys, if you've never been here with me before, I've been doing this for 20 years, and I have a solution to every problem you probably have under the sun. I have wiki-wiki stories. I have all kinds of crazy stuff. I have incredibly important news to tell after I introduce the panel. And this panel are some of my very best buddies. So they know that they should feel free to interrupt me, have fun, laugh, giggle, make fun of me, or anything in the middle. Stop with a question, watch the chat, help in any way. So first up is Miss Ginny up in Michigan. She is a video machine right now. She is making videos on every topic under the sun. If you guys don't know her, Ginny, tell them where to find you on Facebook or YouTube or wherever.
Learn with Ginny. It's Learn with Ginny. It's Learn with Ginny, all one word.
Yep. So everywhere you go, it's Learn with Ginny. And right now she is just covering topics galore. And you also can send her a request and say, hey, can you tell me about this? She's really awesome at this stuff. So that's what's going on with her. And then we have Miss Stephanie down the bottom, Stephanie Fincher. And Stephanie has a very significant downline in a network marketing company. And now she's taken it up a notch, and she's building some systems and some funnels and different things. So she's kind of just expanding her marketing knowledge, although she's very knowledgeable. She's just executing it now. She just recently left her full-time job, so she is a wild and free woman, sort of, right?
Yeah.
And she's in Georgia. And then we have Mr. Ray Williams wearing a very nice shirt, very nice shirt. He is in Las Vegas, Nevada. He is a hypnotist. He is my sensei. I go to him for many, many things. And he also, I'd like to say, and you can speak for yourself, comes to me for all things marketing. And I kick his tushy and get him to do it. And so I don't know what you want to say about that, Ray.
I'll say it later.
Okay, it'll come up. And before we begin, and hello everybody, and feel free to go in the chat and the Q&A, and we'll look at it as we go. We are not broadcasting this anywhere. I'll probably put up the recording later, but that's broadcast. But we're echoing again. People were talking to me over there, and I'm not over there to pay attention. If you wanna be with me, baby, there's a price to pay. I'm singing my 90s. I'm a genie in a bottle. All right. I never said I was a good singer. You got to be registered in the webinar so I can see what you're talking to me about. Will we play it later elsewhere? Probably. Will we maybe put it in a membership site somewhere? I don't know. We'll put it somewhere. We'll do something with it. Maybe we'll clip it up and put it on. I'll add dance moves and we'll put it on TikTok or some such thing. I don't know. But right now we are just in here, and nobody believed me, right? So there's not a ton of people here, which is good for you guys, because nobody believed me that I wasn't going to broadcast it. I got to be truthful and frank. I'm not desperate to give this to everybody. I'm not going to beg people to come. Gee, 20 years, multi-seven figures in profits and all this other stuff, millions and millions and millions in sales. I have no desire to beg anyone to come. None.
You already got the cookie.
Yeah, I got the cookie. Okay, so you ready for the big news?
Yes.
Now, I think this will it didn't mean anything to Mr. Williams, but it shouldn't. But to you guys, it might mean something. I think, Ginny, I'm sure it will mean something to you. If I say the words fruit salad, what would you say right after? Fruit salad?
Yummy, yummy.
Yes, thank you. My daughter, Jillian, is interviewing the Wiggles.
That's
oh my
cool.
gosh.
Now, she's done Broadway shows and this and that, but the Wiggles, this is big time, and it's
That's
going to be
cool.
it's going to be broadcast on YouTube, on Google Talk. She'll kill me that I even brought it up and said it, but there's not a huge multitude here, so it's not like I'm out on Facebook gushing. But so I did play for Ray this afternoon because I felt he needed cultural education. I did play some Wiggles music for him. I think he enjoyed it. Did you?
Made
enjoy
my
it?
day. I mean, I'm enlightened.
Karen Anderson, if you're a good girl, I will put some Wiggles videos. I won't put them up until after she does the interview because she'll be mad at me. But the Wiggles are, and once you hear any of these songs,
It's stuck.
it's over.
Yeah.
Okay, so today we were doing.
They are catchy for sure.
Today we were doing hot potato, hot potato, hot potato, potato. And that's a long story. And then my favorite was the time that they made Al Roker an honorary Wiggle, and then he was the weatherman, and they did a whole weatherman song. It was very good. So that is our brush with greatness this week. I have no brushes with greatness except for with these magnificent people. They are truly greatness. And that's it. So I want to talk about lists. Okay. I have one other piece of news, which I cannot completely disclose, but I will be speaking on a major marketer's big event coming up. It's an online event, so we all can attend. But I will be sharing some exciting list building tips for home business owners there. So that's a done deal. So I won't say what it is because it's not on the website yet. It's not public yet. But this person who is like the grand poobah of network marketing training in 2020, right? Is bringing me out to teach this stuff. It's important stuff.
Can we ask a question about that?
You can, but I may or may not answer. It may be
Did
confidential.
you
may not have-
attend last year?
I'm sorry?
Is this the event you missed last year?
Yes, it is the event I missed last year because my daughter was
Oh, I'm gonna be there.
incapacitated. Yes. Yes.
Awesome.
It is
Well, I'm
that
glad
event.
you'll make it this year. Good stuff.
So I'm super excited. It's going to be virtual. Everything's virtual these days. But that'll be super fun. So let's just, oh, I'm echoing. I thought you were talking to me. Let's just talk about lists. Tonight, we're going to talk about the concept. We're going to talk about why it's so important. We're not going to get into all the building and stuff. Some things are going to be offering, I'm echoing again, free and open to the public. Other things I'm going to be doing classes and hands-on things and stuff, depending, you know, and quite frankly, I figured it out on my own. There was no training back then. So some of you will go do your thing. Other people want a little more hand-holding, a little more support. And I'll be offering all of that. But most of all tonight, I absolutely, beyond a shadow of a doubt, want to convince you why this is so critical. I want to talk about some of the things that people say to me, and I want you three to represent the multitude about all the reasons people think this isn't important. And I'll slam your objections down like a fly, like I have a fly swatter and you're buzzing around me, okay?
Do you want us to do what? You cut out for a second, hon.
I want you to represent the multitude, the crowd, and as we go along, either something that they say or something that you've heard or something that you felt, talk about all the reasons why you didn't think it was important to build a list. The three of you are in different stages of it. I mean, Stephanie has a significant residual income but hadn't built this type of list. Ginny is more, definitely more internet savvy, more marketing savvy, so she's been doing this type of stuff for a while, and Ray did it because I pulled him by the ear and forced him to. So, true or not true?
Well, it wasn't by my ear, but
Yeah, whatever. I'm not gonna in public tell them I slapped your butt. This stuff, guys, here's where I got the concept. Okay. It was just a extrapolation. I started my career in network marketing, and everybody's been in network marketing in some capacity at some point or another. And I started before the internet. And the whole concept was that you went to your friends and family, enrolled a few of those people, got them to go to their friends and family, enrolled a few of those people, and you were having meetings in your living room and meetings in other people's living rooms or house parties or whatever, depending on the type of plan that you had. And then eventually it would get too big and you'd move into a hotel, the Holiday Inn Express or whatever, into a meeting room. And it was always one person standing in front of the crowd, whether the crowd was 5 people, 50 people, 500 people. It was one person in the same time frame giving the same presentation. And they might have had some testimonials, but it was generally one person that was making the presentation. And the reason why the group would grow so vastly was because we would take the same hour, we would do the same presentation, but we were presenting to more people at one time. Right? Because if you're in a living room with 5 people, there's only 5 people that can say yes. If you're in a ballroom of 500, and let's say 250 are prospects, you have 250 that could say yes. So of course, your organization is going to grow bigger, faster on a day where you present to 250 than a day you present to 5.
Mm-hmm.
That's just simple common sense, right?
Yep.
That was the whole goal. To get in front of more people by leveraging and having people bring people to you so that you or somebody could do the presentation. Now, I'll be truthful. I was the girl that put people in front of those sparkly people. The ones I'm talking about, guys, that sparkly person that I presented and everybody just immediately had their credit card out. That one that was like razzle. They didn't necessarily need to be fake or weird or anything. Just some people, their belief level was so deep and so strong.
Just magnetic.
Yeah, they were just magnetic, and they believed beyond a shadow of a doubt, and everybody could feel it, and everybody wanted in, and everybody wanted to be around that person.
Mhm.
And I realized early in my career that I wasn't that person. Okay, I was the person that was like, maybe like on Saturday, if you have nothing else going on, and if you could possibly, maybe, and I'll pick you up and I'll drive you home and I'll buy you Dunkin' Donuts, and maybe you can come to the meeting. That was me. Okay. So I wasn't that smooth person that was walking up to strangers in the supermarket saying, hey, come on down to the Hilton on Saturday morning. We have a very wealthy man coming into town to talk to us about how to work from home. That was not me. I was not smooth. I was not polished. I was, quite frankly, I was pathetic. But what I learned is that if I learned to invite and I could put people in front of a more polished message, I did well. And I did do well. And the only problem I had was that my upline was 3 hours away. So I couldn't go to most of the meetings, and certainly couldn't ask Sally down the street to drive 3 hours to go to, 3 hours each way to go to the meeting. So I either had to do them myself, which meant having strangers coming in my house and all this other stuff, and I was not confident. Stephanie's like smiling because she relates, or I had to come up with another option. Plus I had 2 little kids in feety pajamas, and trying to put them to bed and have people in the house and everything was just too much. And I'll be even more truthful. I hate having strangers in my house. I'm a hermit. You guys can come over. You guys that are in the chat, I don't know about you guys yet. Maybe we'll see. These guys can come over. And don't come without telling me you're coming. Don't do it. That's me. Other people are like, their door's always open, just knock. I mean, they have neighbors that just walk in. It's not my thing. I never know if the house is a mess. I never know if I'm a mess. Really uncomfortable thing. So when technology started to come out, email was born. And you guys remember AOL came out. You've got mail. I mean, there was a movie about it, and people were so excited about email. I'll take a sip of my beverage. I learned about a tool called an autoresponder that would allow me to email lots of people at one time. Okay. Oh, Ginny's answering Karen. I thought you were calling me a Karen, which now apparently is critical mass. It is hit critical mass.
My kids call me Karen.
And now everybody's talking about a Karen. If you don't know what it is, ask me.
You need shorter hair.
Oh, good.
What did we call our mothers? I don't know. Mom, you know. Anyway, there's this tool, and what I figured out is I could take lots of people, and I could put them in this tool, and I could send them all one message, and they would all hear about what was going on, whether there was a conference call or whatever was happening. And it was the same concept. For whatever reason, I got this. It was the same concept as the meetings. I do the work one time. It just goes out to more people, and I get to sort the people fast. And back then, nobody was getting emails, so it was really easy because you were one of the 4 emails. So the open rate was like 100%. You could send them junk; they were still opening it. And in
So is your
fact,
philosophy on your list? It's like your mini presentation every time?
back then, the letters that we used, I didn't write. And they were very sales oriented to get them to buy what we call the decision pack, which was some marketing materials. They were pretty hardcore. I hadn't developed. I froze.
You're good. You're good.
Just for a second. Freeze frame.
Let your body move to the music.
It's getting wild.
I was thinking freeze frame.
This webinar gone wild if I didn't have technical difficulties. Come on, Ray.
Oh.
You have no idea. You weren't here back in the day. I mean, Tracy, I'll bring her on one night. She'll tell you stories about the most. I mean, my whole thing would collapse, and we moved to a conference line, and still made a living. It's a miracle. So this originally they were very salesy. They were cold market. We were using leads we bought. I hadn't developed this concept, which I'm about to explain. And it worked, Steph. It worked like crazy. It would be like your company has a 7-day sample product. It would be like being able to bulk email people about the 7-day at a time when nobody was getting any email. You'd sell it like gangbusters. Because if you had leads of people that want to lose weight, and you sent them this thing and it was reasonably priced, it would just go nuts. I know I froze again. So that's what happened. And then one day, and it's interesting because I've since met the king of spam, the guy who was literally dubbed the king of spam, who paid millions and millions and millions of dollars in fines for his spam activity. He's recovered now, sort of. Anyway, in fact, I was talking to him today. They changed the laws, and you couldn't just send email to anybody that didn't request it. They made it so that you had to get permission. And the whole concept of permission marketing, Seth Godin had written a book, but it came back to the forefront. This idea that people would agree to receive information from you. Now, back then, that was very newfangled. But today, think about it. Every store you go into, every website you visit, what do? They pop up and say, would you like 10% off to be on our newsletter? Right? Every store you go into, they want to sign you up for a loyalty card so they can mail you, email, text, mail you sales propaganda. They get your permission, right? And I get, every single day, I get emails from, I would say froze, just let me be. You'll figure it out. I need to sit. I haven't done these webinars in a long time. Be nice to me.
Okay.
Be nice. You.
Diane, you got to ask Jill about the Google Wire Mesh booster.
The Google Wire Mesh booster.
Yep. You could put one on your desk and you'll amplify your speed.
That's not the issue. The issue is my computer.
Jeez.
My computer has a conflict between the Microsoft software and Chrome, and it was working perfectly fine. I fixed it, and then it did an update.
Yep.
And so I've been messing with it since I did the update, and my phone thinks I'm talking to it. It's typing out everything I'm saying. It's Big Brother.
Did you say Google?
Mine.
I did. So it's not, it's the computer has a conflict. I turned off Microsoft Edge, but you can't uninstall.
Yep.
Yeah, you can.
So I can either go back and reset it to before but every time you update, I'm gonna, because it sneaks back in again. So I'll figure it out. I always do. But in the meantime, I haven't figured it out yet. So I will keep freeze frame. Do, 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 do. That was so big. That was in high school. Oh my God.
So
Yeah, I
originally,
remember.
autoresponder was the sales for the people that were new to email and opening everything.
Yes. So then when you had to get permission, I started to realize I could start my own newsletter and I could get people to opt in. Now, back then you couldn't build a capture page like we do today, and we'll be learning about those quite a bit actually. But you couldn't build those. Nobody knew how to build those, but there was a way to get people to send, they could send a blank email to your autoresponder address back then and be put on your list. So there was all kinds of ways, and I started to learn to write. And I just started to invite everybody I knew. Hey, would you like to be on my newsletter? You know, at the time it was a product-based newsletter. And it was about my progress with product, et cetera, et cetera. And then in 2005, 2006, I really moved into more of the attraction marketing space. And that's when I started, literally built a brand new list from scratch during that time period, just inviting people. I'm not technical, so to me, like the capture page or the registration for this webinar, you know how long it took me to make that? Not good. Now, once I made it, I could redo it. I just changed the picture and the text, and so on. Once I made it, it took me forever to do it. So for me, I was always looking for the easy, less technical way. A lot of people who are more technical look at me and I'm like fingernails on a chalkboard. It's like, oh my God, Diane, why are you doing it that way? You know, what are you doing? And that's okay. I learned I used to be embarrassed and I used to freak out about it. And then I just learned, look, that's not my talent. And then everybody wants me to outsource. Look, I'm the digital dingbat. By the time I figure out what I wanted to say and find someone to build it,
You'll be ready for a new one.
I don't know why we're echoing. Are you guys hearing the echo too? Yeah.
Yep.
So I just started inviting people to be on my newsletter. Now I know there's a lot of people that reach out to me and we'll talk about it. You know, they don't want to do that. They don't want to talk to anybody, which makes me laugh. Now I hate people. I'll be clear. Okay. I hate strangers. I love people. I don't want to talk to people. I don't want to walk up to people. I don't want to try to hug every leader and wait to be in my MLM. You look like a sharp individual. No, you don't. You look like a dumbass. I'm sorry. It's true. It's true. You know, I'm so
Right.
to say that. No, you don't. You look like an idiot.
Yeah.
No, not very.
I want to go prospecting with you some night.
No, whenever you want to do that, I'm like, I'll go with you and look cute because I'm not doing it. You know, I'm walking in, you know, whatever. It's not my bag, and there's nothing wrong with it. And some people, it's really, they're good at it. My upline, she's just magical. She's walking anywhere. I mean, the girl is walking to strip clubs because somebody dared her to and recruited people. She's walking everywhere under the sun, and she's not salesy, and she's not cheesy, and she's not weird. She's one of those sparkly people.
Yep.
I'm not sparkly. That's why I have to wear the sparkly tops, guys. I mean, look, sparkly top. I don't have the sparkly top on and the sparkly earring.
Oh.
I am not sparkly. I just want you to know that. So, I mean, and we're starting off the webinars nice, and I'm like doing my hair and stuff. Give it 2 weeks. I will be ponytail city and not care anymore. But I figure it's nice. We'll start nice. You know, we all look nice. Not for long. I just started inviting people to be on my newsletter. And yes, I have capture pages. Yes, I have software I can do things with. Yes, I have all these different things, but I just find it faster to invite to the newsletter. Now, here's why it's such a big deal to me. And yes, there are other things today. There's Facebook groups. There's bots for Facebook. Awesome. What else is out there? Text you know, you can do text autoresponders now.
Bots.
Yeah, well,
Chat bots.
no, text for your phone, like Gary Vaynerchuk and people text us. It's very
Automated. Okay.
so
Yeah.
it really can add up. If you've built a list into the thousands, every time you want to send them a text, you're spending a lot of money. So there's got to be a real purpose to it. Just does it work? Yeah, because I'm much more likely to look at a text than an email right away. So it's a balance. You know, it's a balance. And you also can have my original newsletter was mail based, so you can mail. I mean, I have access to one company that you can set up campaigns and mail people all kinds of stuff. There's all kinds of creative things to do. But the main concept here is do work once, talk to lots of people. It's called leverage. And so the autoresponder that I use, if you guys need it, actually the free version they just came out with, is at dianehockman.com/aweber, AWEBER. Okay, dianehockman.com/aweber. I think a lot of people that are on here already have an autoresponder. Okay, this is the tool that allows me to sit down and write one letter, and it goes to thousands of people, which is a pretty. What are the objections you guys see out there about building a list? Because I see them all the time, and I think they're funny.
Well,
I don't know what to say.
Yeah, I don't know what to
I
say.
think one thing you said is really important. An autoresponder is only going to do the job if you build the list.
Mhm. Yeah.
I've been paying for an autoresponder for years, but I didn't build the list.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there was
You got to
the
put
problem.
people in it, and then you got to keep them alive in there.
Mhm.
Yeah.
How
So a lot
about
of. Go ahead.
too many people on a list out there? I've heard
Yeah,
that.
people say nobody will open the emails. Nobody
Yeah.
open. Okay.
People say I got too many emails.
We had a question in the chat, someone wondering, what do you do when they're unresponsive?
Well, we'll get to that because we have to build it first before we can talk about what to do when they don't respond.
I think one thing I hear a lot is, who do you invite? Like, how do you invite them to your list?
Hmm.
Little things like that.
Yep. And I have, and we'll maybe even next week we'll get into this, all the different ways you can invite someone to a list. It is one of the simplest processes, and it's simpler than inviting people to look at your opportunity, because most people, especially when you start a conversation with them, they're expecting you to try to sell them, and then you invite them to a newsletter about XYZ, whatever it is that you're into. Very few people ever say no. Very few people. And I'll give you guys a lot of lines and all that type of stuff. Very few people. Ray, how many people have ever said no to you? Because you do a lot of it manually.
Approximately.
Like
out of it-
percentage-wise.
Oh, well, I can actually, no, I'll say it flat out. I've
Okay.
had two. One was a celeb's mom, and she was got a special kind of lady, read between the lines. And this other gal, she just, I think, when it came to full moon, she took off all her clothes and went up on the roof and slapped her behind. So, you know what she was.
What? How do we go from saying no to your newsletter to on the roof naked? Or is that one of your folksy sayings that you have?
If that's the ones that say no, I don't know if we want to know about all the ones that say
Isn't
no.
this the Girls Gone Wild thing? Or,
That's by the way, why do you think I call it Webinars Gone Wild? Because every gal on the face of the earth that's
no, actually, true story. What
over
happened?
30 remembers Girls Gone Wild, and they instantly come.
She would not get on the.
They instantly attend
She would not
webinars.
get on the news. She would not get on the newsletter unless I went out with her. So now it's not going to happen.
Oh, so chicks were chasing the.
Oh.
No, I said newsletter, lady, not a newsletter.
Okay, so
two.
basically all the babes, they want the Ray, and they won't take the newsletter without the side benefits. So like subscriber with benefits, is that what it's called?
Yeah, but yeah. But it was two out of 340.
You will never live this down, by the way. I will never stop making fun of you about the chick that wouldn't fit on your newsletter unless you went out with her.
That is funny.
That is awesome. I've never had that problem.
True story. True story.
Nobody's ever said to me, if you won't go out to dinner with me, I won't go on your newsletter. So I don't know. We'll work up to that. So a lot of people, and it's the same
Freeze frame.
as every other aspect of marketing. They run a whole bunch of scenarios in their head about what's going to happen later. I won't know what to write. I won't know who to invite. I won't know what to say. I'm going to sound too salesy. I'm going to be people. And they're running all of these things. It's the same reason why they don't prospect for their business. It's the same reason why they don't create content, don't do video. Vinny just made a video about this live video, Scare You. There's millions of marketers that won't make a video. Stephanie. Together, we'll have fun.
Actually,
you're making a video.
yeah.
You're making a video right now as we speak. Here you are.
Yep.
So what happens is, instead of doing a simple action, we're anticipating all the issues. And here's how learning anything works. If you wanted to learn how to ride a bicycle, okay, yeah, Stephen, I'm sorry the sound is awful. I don't know what is, maybe if you guys mute and come in and out as opposed to staying open, it might improve it. Just mute and unmute as you have something to say. Ray, can you mute yourself? You do it? Yeah, and then just unmute anytime you want to say something. Let's see if it improves it. And then Ray will sit there, be talking a mile a minute. He won't realize he's muted. It's awesome. The best. If you wanted to ride a bicycle, you wouldn't read a manual on riding a bicycle. And you wouldn't wait for somebody to say, well, first you put pressure on the, first you lift your leg over and you sit on the bike, you keep your feet on the floor. Then you pick up your foot and you put one foot on one pedal, and then you push forward, and as you do, you lift your other foot off the ground and you put pressure on the other pedal, and then while simultaneously balancing, you do or roller skating or anything else, or driving. What has to happen is you have to take an action, and through the action you learn what doesn't work, and you also learn what does work. So when you go to invite someone, if you invite someone poorly and somebody says no, which people rarely do to my lines, rarely, then what happens is you learn to say it differently next time. But if you anticipate that, you're never going to say it. And if you never say it, you never get subscribed. If you anticipate that it's going to be hard to write letters, my first letters were like, hey, just so you know, we're having a conference call at 8 o'clock tonight. Here's the number. See you there. If you have questions, hit me back. That's roll left to right, right? Those were my first letters. All my letters in the beginning, because people are like, oh my gosh, your letters are incredible. I can never write like you. Well, I didn't think so either, because I didn't write like that in the beginning. And maybe I could find some of them to illustrate to everybody. It's just a matter of going through a process and learning these fundamentals. But here's what I want to remember, or what I want you to remember. The promise is in the fact that even if you only had 5 people on that list, you could tell 5 people about a webinar or a presentation, that you're going live, or that your company has a new product that came out. You could tell 5 people. And then if you got 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, you could tell 30 people at one time. You don't have to be Hemingway to tell someone, hey, just so you know, a new product came out, we have samples available, you can order them here. It's very matter of fact. It's not this big, like, it's the most incredible product ever in the history of the world, and this and that. You'll grow an extra big leg, and, an extra leg, and, it doesn't have to be that. So the objections are generally, I don't know anybody, which I always find fun. I talked to yesterday a 30-year networking veteran who I love, who told me they didn't know where to find anybody that was into a certain type of marketing. And I was like, are you kidding me? They're all over. Just search. They're sitting right there. There's people sitting everywhere trying to figure out how to build a home business, how to, make money from home, how to save money, how to fix your credit, how to lose weight. And Stephanie, how much weight have you lost?
Over 175 pounds.
Jenny, how much weight have you lost? Unmute. How much weight have you
26.
lost? 26 pounds. Ray, how much weight have you lost? Unmute.
24.
No, Ray, don't mute again. How many pounds have you helped people? I know you don't know the answer to this, but it's a
Well,
rhetorical.
actually, yeah, I do.
You know how many pounds you've helped other people lose?
In 21 years,
Yeah. Do you know?
about 6 tons.
I was gonna say a couple tons, 6 tons.
No, but I'd say about 6 tons, give or take.
So all of these guys could do a great newsletter about health, wellness, and weight loss, especially Ray, as a step, either way. All of these guys could do a great newsletter about something about marketing. All of these guys could do something about regional, like Jenny's very knowledgeable. She fishes and does all this cool stuff up and she's a Youper, whatever that is. I don't know what a Youper is, but she's a Youper. And every single person on the face of the earth is knowledgeable about something. And it's when you use that knowledge to share and help someone, whether it's your stories and how you use your product, whether it's about marketing, whether it's about how to work with around kids. You guys can mute again because it's echoing again. How to build your business around kids, if you do. How to build your business part-time. My friend Bob has built this whole thing. He worked full-time. He was a reproductive scientist. He just recently retired. And his whole platform was about how to build your business part-time because he was doing it part-time around his job. He loved his job. Then he retired and he moved to Florida. Now he's doing this full-time. But everything was about his knowledge about how he was doing it around his circumstance. He was commuting into New York City and working 12-hour shifts. So he was explaining how he managed it, how he did it, and inviting people to hear from you. And I have all the formulas on all the different types of letters and all the different ways to write them and all that other stuff. And that's advanced, but just the very basic fundamental of being able to tell people something simple like, here's a great video I saw on blank, and share a YouTube video with them. Keep them close to you, to keep them connected with you so that you can continually show them what you have. And this is where the magic happens. How many times a year can you call and follow up with somebody that you prospect for your business? One of you guys.
Depends on how big your business is.
Actually, it doesn't, because a prospect's a prospect and they don't care how big your business is, right?
Yeah, but if you have a lot of people to follow up with, you couldn't.
But even if, let's say you only have 10 people to follow up with, how many times a year can you call those people? Without them,
once a month.
and even that would be pushing it. Guess what? There's this thing called caller ID. And as soon as, if they feel like you're calling to bug them, you're never going to get through.
That's if they like you and if you like being on the phone, right? I mean, so much involved even in a phone call.
Yeah, but we are all taught to follow up, and we're taught to follow up via Messenger as well or whatever. But if somebody prospects me and continually comes back again with the same kind of pitch and angle, they will be avoided. They will be avoided. That's right. You're a comedian. If someone, we can try unmuting. We'll see how it goes. I know somebody said the sound was terrible and it doesn't echo as much when we're unmuted, but I also put on a headset, but that would ruin my luxurious hair.
It was more fun to hold a sign up for you.
I know, but my hair is luxurious today.
You
I
look
washed
nice.
it. I washed it. I don't do that very often, so.
Yeah.
Did you dry it and straighten
I'm
it? Like
enjoying
it's
myself.
really shiny and pretty.
That's why I answered your question. How long does it take you to dry your hair? A long time.
Yeah.
Yes,
Same.
and then I ran a flat iron through it to make it silky and smooth.
Yeah, it's shiny and pretty.
And tomorrow it will be in a ponytail yet again. And then
I'm
the day
hoping
after
tonight.
will be in a ponytail with dry shampoo, and the day after that it will be with more dry shampoo. So enjoy it. Maybe Monday will be my fabulous.
Silky hair day.
What are you doing? You're taking a picture to make
He's
fun.
taking your picture.
Yeah, the high-tech way.
The once a month when we have our hair day.
Yeah. Snip is easier.
Yeah, come on, one more.
Jenny, you got to do a
One
video
more,
and
one more,
teach Ray how to
like this
snip.
one.
I do. You just gave me an idea. Ray, I'm going to teach you how to snip your screen.
I tried to teach him how to snip his screen. I've given up on
taught me how to
certain
snip a screen.
aspects of. I
When?
did too. I taught you what a snipping tool was. I taught you how to take a screenshot.
Oh, screenshot, yeah, but not snip a screen.
Well, that's what it is.
Oh, see?
But it's just another way of saying it.
Oh, well, you call it snipping a screen. You said screenshot. There's a distinction.
Steven, I don't know why you're hearing like a lawnmower in the background. It could be you. None of us are hearing
Getting
any.
dark out.
Other people are telling me that the sound
A lawnmower?
sounds okay. So I don't know. Maybe it's your connection, perhaps. Are you revving up over there? Whatever. So just this idea that I can keep communicating with someone and I can have conversations via email and keep people writing me back and so on, so that when they're ready, they attend the presentation, because I'm always inviting. When they're interested, like tonight, there's so many people that are here, there's so many people that aren't. I think a lot of people think I'm just going to go live because I haven't done like webinars in a while. So people are so used to the free-for-all over there, and I was like, no, I'm staying over here. So I know I will get a bombardment of emails. I thought you were going to broadcast it. I missed it.
I had 3 people message me, and that was just sharing with, my team. Like, I signed up. Where do I see it? Check your email.
Because people are not used to webinars anymore. Everything's crazy. But in the end, you must have, in this time period, you must have a way to communicate with people continually. Okay, now we're echoing again. If you don't, you're just on a hamster wheel. You're on a hamster wheel. And last week I shared the story, and I shared another major computer as well. I do need you guys to mute, I'm sorry. Both of us had some issues in our lives. And what happened was our lists are what kept us alive. Our lists sustained us because we could write a letter in 10, 15, 20 minutes that would bring in money. We could write a letter that would keep people connected to us. People didn't feel like we were gone, even though we weren't out visible in public. It's the best insurance policy. It's the best leverage and the best insurance policy you can possibly have. And it doesn't matter to me if you want to learn the concepts from me and then apply them with a different technology or tool. You want to use Facebook bots? Be my guest. You want to use Facebook groups? I don't think there's nearly as much control. It's not your real estate. You can, because the whole concept is one communication goes out to many. And that's the biggest concept, because people are just working too hard to make money. And that's what, when I talk with Steph, that's what I'm talking about, is how do we create systems so you can mass communicate with the team to create more sales and help support them more without having to be there 24 hours a day. When I talk with Ginny, she's creating a library of content that will continue to work for her over and over and over and building that list. When I work with Ray, it's all about compiling people into a list so that he can continually, what I call, shake the tree for appointments, for hypnosis consultations. Yeah, Linda, MailChimp is great. All of them are great. I just happen to like Aweber because I find the support is really strong for people that are not terribly technical.
I would agree with you, Diane, because I've used MailChimp for some other stuff, not my personal home business stuff. And when I needed something, Aweber was right there. I mean, they responded to my email within an hour.
They have live chat too,
and that was on a holiday too. They responded right back.
They have live chat, And one of the companies I work with, their tools require us to reach out when we set up a capture page and stuff. It requires us to contact AWeber for some help, and it's always quick and easy and very easy. And I like them because when you talk to them, like, oh, Ray was with me for this. My phone last week, all of a sudden at one point, it just said, yeah, Ray, I agree. Sent me a message, secret message, about the sound. My phone, at one point, it just went, your SIM card can't connect to the network. And it told me to reformat my SIM card, and I tried to reformat my SIM card, and I did this and that. So I get on the support chat with my phone company, who shall remain nameless, because I really do like them. And support was overseas, and I'm a world traveler, so I'm not criticizing, whatever. And they were incredibly polite and inefficient, and it took me literally 2 days to find out that I had to go down to the store anyway to get a new SIM card. And it was going to take them 6 days to get me a SIM card if I didn't go to the store. Well, if I had known, I would have just gone to the store. But the support chat kept, like, they just kept telling me what I wanted to hear, but it wasn't effective, and I wasn't getting anywhere, and I was ready to tear my hair out. I find that AWeber's support is just remarkable, and they just came out with a free version, which a lot of people used to use MailChimp because it had a free version, and AWeber didn't. AWeber just came out with a free version. I'm not familiar with all the details. You guys can go read about it. But autoresponders in their rudimentary sense, not in their fancy dancy, you know, because when you talk to, like I asked the other day, who uses what autoresponders, and the big marketers with these huge lists don't use AWeber, and they shouldn't, because they need more functionality. But the new novice marketer, this is a great tool, and also it's easy to learn. Ray, was it easy to learn? You're muted. Unmute.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. Wrong phone company though.
Yes, they were easy.
And Ray is not exactly somebody who enjoys learning new technology.
You're nice.
I thought I was just nice.
I hate learning new technology.
Yes. Although you just got a new phone and you learned all about it very quickly. I was very
Well,
impressed.
I wouldn't impress you.
So like with AWeber too, you can see your stats. Some competitors with the freebie or super cheap option, they don't show you the stats.
Yep.
And with the free version from them, they may not. I don't know what they show you, what they give you, but it's $20 a month up to 500 subscribers. And the average marketer, it takes them a little while to get to 500 subscribers. Once you have 500 subscribers and you understand what's possible, you're not going to mind paying more.
Right.
You really won't. You really won't. Now I'm old, very, very, very old, and I happen to have an old grandfathered account. It doesn't matter how many people I have in my account, it never goes up because I'm old and I'm grandfathered. And that's one of the good things about being old. When you buy a tool when it's early on and then you keep it if you like it, a lot of times you end up with a really great advantage. I have a couple tools like that. I have the pricing from 10 years ago. Which,
So,
I'm
what's your secret to staying so young looking?
I want to say something witty here, and I got nothing.
Only wash your hair once a week.
Yeah, there you go. It's usually, I used to wash my hair every single day, and then it just took so long. I finally gave up.
If I did that, it would be Pine Strong.
Hey, you know what it is? Good lighting.
Ooh.
It's a joke, because I'm always telling him the picture, the lighting's bad, the lighting's good. And he's like, it's not lighting.
His lighting is awesome tonight.
His lighting is good. Yeah, why you have the top light on, huh?
Yeah.
I put the top light on. I also, excuse me, I colored my lamp and
he put his ring light in front of him too. I'm joking.
what's that?
Is your ring light on?
Yeah, hang on, let me see. Freddie said, hey, Ray. Hey, Freddie.
I was kidding, but it is.
See, what do you think? Huh?
Your complexion is dazzling.
Disco Ray.
Hey, your hair,
Says your
your hair
halo is
shinier though.
glowing.
What's
Nice.
that?
You are an angel with a halo. He's a lot of things, but he ain't no angel. So this is my case for the list, and we're not going to get into tonight all the logistics. But what I want you to do is understand, if you've messed with it and you haven't, and you abandon it, guys, I just got contacted about another, launch thing. I get contacted about all these things because they know that I have a list. I get inside information. I get invited to things. I can make tens of thousands of dollars by sending out emails. I can get people to come to things. Apparently tonight, not to a webinar. They don't want to come to webinars anymore. But it's the best thing you can possibly do for your business. And in the beginning, just like anything, like when you start, if you're in network marketing, you start and you have 20 people, you don't feel like you're making any money. You don't feel like you're making any progress, but that's the foundation to go build a big organization. And Stephanie, I'll tell you, Stephanie, did you ever in your wildest dreams imagine what happened to you would happen?
Nope.
Nope. Because I didn't. I started to make a couple $100. Never in my wildest dreams did I imagine what happened to me would happen. And it all happens because of leverage. And it all happens because of building something until something magical happens.
Yeah.
The old sayings like the more I do, the luckier I get and all that junk. Very few people will be consistent with any activity. And if you are going to be consistent, this is an activity I would highly encourage you to do, because look around. I'm going to break into Hamilton here. Look around, look around. Sorry, I'm on a musical kick tonight. That's the secret. It's the secret. And everybody figures out a way to mass communicate and mass present. Now, are there big networkers that don't use autoresponders? Yeah, there are. But they use other tools, or they use mail, or they have a way to mass communicate. There isn't anybody that doesn't. There isn't anybody. And as far as affiliate marketers, that's the deal, the list. Now, let me talk 1 minute about warm market and cold market, okay? Because it's very important for you guys to understand this. Because people, a lot of times, they say to me, well, I'm running solo ads or I'm buying leads and nobody's opening the emails. And the reason why is because they don't know who you are and you're just another piece of junk mail in their inbox. That's who you are, because they have no relationship with you. Me, I'm getting my leads from invitations, from videos, from webinars, from people signing up to get pieces of content I make, etc. That's where I'm getting my list built. So my list all knows me, and that's why they're responsive. So can you work cold? 100%, absolutely. I have so many friends that do, but you really have to understand the numbers, the cost of advertising, and you really have to understand how good the copy has to be. The words on the website have to be to get what you want. Yes.
Just want to throw a quick
I'd like to
interjection.
call on Ray Williams, the man with the nice shirt. That's right. That's right.
As far as your
Are you
cold,
Bob Dylan? Are you Bob Dylan tonight? Who are you?
yes, I can be. Okay,
He did the thing with the cards and then everybody knocked it off.
right. Little trivia, and to show back up how much you're saying is correct. I ran phone rooms back in the 80s
Mhm.
when we did everything was not cold, it was frigid.
Mhm.
So believe me, what you're saying, building a list compared to what I did back in the day, there's no comparison.
Well, you just made me think about how it was that I got through to you. Because Ray, like so many people I know, was resistant. And back in the day, I think before the phone rooms or after or during, I don't know when it was, Ray, but Ray used to go out into towns across the country and promote entertainment that was coming in. He promoted circuses and shows and magic acts and all kinds of things. And he would come into a town If he had been in the town the year before, he knew he had records on who had bought tickets the year before. Those people were the valuable people. What did you call them? Taps?
Taps.
Yeah, taps. So that was the gold, the records of who were the buyers before. And of course, those would be the people you'd go to first because it's almost guaranteed money in them, right? And I explained to him that when you build a newsletter, because people will sort themselves, they'll unsubscribe, they come, they go. But when you build a newsletter, the people that stay are basically taps. They're people that are listening to you, that are responsive, and who want what you're talking about.
Yep.
Everybody else leaves. Guys, you unsubscribe from things. I unsubscribe from things every day. That doesn't mean they don't like you or whatever. It's just you're not meeting their needs at the moment. And all of a sudden, he saw, oh my gosh, this is no different than what we always did. You always kept a database. It might have been on cards, it might have been on paper, but you kept a database of what was what in that town. So when you rolled back in, you had a head start. That's what your email list is, guys. It's a head start. It's a head start. So if somebody calls me up and says, we're doing a contest and I just got a call, we're doing a contest, there's a $20,000 prize. I like winning $20,000. $20,000 is nice. It's very friendly. I enjoy it, right? I have a head start over everybody else. And a lot of people will go build a funnel and they'll go, you know, run ads and all that other stuff. And that's great, but I would like to keep my whole $20,000 or as much of it as I can. So I have a head start because I have a group of people that know, like, and trust me, and that I've kept a relationship with. And that's what it really comes down to. Are you willing to serve an audience so that you can build up a clientele? Just like a hairdresser does, a corner store. Think about it, a hairdresser, they have no customers. They have to hustle or they get walk-ins. If the walk-in likes them, they run Groupons, whatever. If people like them, they come back again. Their job is to get the customer to come back. And then you get hairdressers that are so busy you can't get an appointment because their list, their clientele is so strong you can't get at them. That's all we're doing. We're just using some things that have been used in the real world for a gazillion years. And those things are incredibly valuable. So we're going to come back soon, maybe next Monday, we'll see. And we're going to just start to dig in the basic setup and how simple it is. And we're going to talk about a lot of different topics, but this topic is near and dear to my heart, and it's one that I want to impress upon you. It's important. Like, I cannot tell you, in a time and a place where my life fell apart, my list saved me. My list and content, which is why I bugged Jenny to make content, because the content will save you, the list will save you. And if you watch any of my media, and hopefully all you guys do, if you're not on, you have to be on my list if you're here. But if you're not following me on Facebook, or we're not Facebook friends or Instagram or whatever, find me. I'm everywhere, Diane Hochman. I'm pulling out old videos. I'm pulling out old pictures. I'm just having a field day recycling and reusing content. And the reason why I'm doing webinars again is because I watched an old video of myself and I went, girl, you got to get back out there and teach this. I said, what are you doing? And here I am. So the three of you, I hope to see a lot of you on these, because you are the poster children of what's possible, and you're in all different places in your businesses, in your lives, and so on. And, you know, Ginny's got, you know, teenage kids. Steph's a young couple, you know, but with a big business. Ray has worlds of business experience, but the technology was something that he kind of rejected for a while. Now he's really embracing it. So each and every one of you, you have whatever it is that keeps you from the success you want. And we want to break that down. My specialty is to make things so stupid simple that it helps me sort. Somebody just doesn't want it if they won't do some of the things I teach, because it's that simple. And if somebody doesn't want it, that's cool. That's okay. And hang out and love to have you. And maybe you'll enjoy my voguing or my luxurious brown hair. I used to say blonde hair because I had a lot of color, but now it's just my natural color. You know, come hang out, have fun, laugh, bring your friends. But in the end, somebody's going to see one of these webinars and they're going to bust it out. and it's going to be another person that I can sit and go, okay, I helped them change their life. And that's what moves me after 20 years, making the money and the checks and doing it, winning a prize and all that other stuff. It's awesome. I love it. It's fun. I'm a gladiator. I like the competition. But in the end, to me, it's about who did you send down a road that affected them. And I have lots of things to sell you guys, but I don't care if you buy a darn thing. And I don't care if you join me in whatever. Like somebody was asking me about, what new business are you involved with? I'm like, I'm involved in the same business I've been involved with for 20 years, DianeHochman.com, my company. That's it. That's it. That's all there is. And I sell lots of different things. And if you want to buy some, great. If you don't want to buy some, great. I don't care. What I know is a lot of people do buy stuff and it keeps me going. So that's it. Final words, soliloquies, conclusions, epitaphs. Anything, Bueller? You're muted. I got him raising his hand. That's right. Unmute.
You were
Simple
cutting up
story.
about A. Weber. I wanted to add with one serious note. A. Weber is it's blitheringly easy to use. So if anyone's thinking of it, getting an autoresponder, if I can do it, well, that sounds like a cliche sales line, but seriously, guys, I've cracked this lady up with my ignorance on tech. Seriously, this is not a sales pitch. If I can do an A. Weber, you guys can do it.
Well, especially because the way I teach it is so simple. I don't get into the fancy stuff. There's all kinds of fancy stuff. If you're more fancy, there's all kinds of fancy stuff you can do. Jenny knows, like she knows.
Yes.
There's all kinds of cool things you can do. And Jenny
You have landing pages too.
will be our advanced trainer for those types of things because I don't know nothing about it. I really don't. And the reason why is because I've never had to. I've been so busy making money for all these years that I've never had to worry about all that sorting. I hang around with a lot of top tier marketers and they're like, you have to do this and you have to do that. And I'm like, actually, I don't. Yeah. And you don't have to build a list, but I'd be smart. Be smart.
Well, and in my situation, I had a great way to keep up with a small group, but when the group tripled, quadrupled quickly, if I had this, it would have been a lot easier to communicate with them, or it will be once I'm fully set up.
Yeah, and that's what's great. It gives you ways to train. It gives you ways to communicate. It gives you ways to communicate with new leads. It gives you ways to sort through people. It gives you ways to educate new consumers if you want to have a letter set, to give people, how to take the products or just encouragement. There's so many different things you can do with it. And I'm lazy. I admit it. I've been getting a lot better about putting more structure into my business, but I was juggling kids and stuff. So I was just looking for the easy street. I was looking for the fastest way. I'm outcome based. How do I get to the outcome I need, which is this much money or whatever the case may be? And I just take the fastest route. And the fastest route was me being able to invite more people to hear about what was going on at once, without offending them, without feeling creepy, without feeling salesy and yucky. Because that's the whole thing. I just don't vibe on that thing. And yet, I'm probably one of the best sales ladies you're ever going to meet. But nobody ever sees me coming, as Ray would say, because
there's plenty of hype out there.
Because I'm not trying to, I'm talking about things that I use or things I believe in or things that I really enjoy. And I have no connection to whether or not you buy it or not. I just know somebody will. That's why I build a list, because I know somebody will want, like if I right now talked about this eyeglass cleaner and how it cleans my glasses, and I really don't use expensive glasses, but with this eyeglass cleaner, my glasses last really well. And if I talked about it, there's somebody here who needs something for their glasses, right? And if I had a link, they're going to ask me to just say if anybody's looking for it, it's at DianeHochman.com glass cleaner. And you can mumble about things, you can talk about things. It doesn't have to be this whole weird thing. And if somebody tries something and they don't like it, they don't have to leave me. Pretty cool. What do you guys say? Another successful webinar?
I love it.
I'd say so.
Yep.
Good. Let me just check and see. No, we're good. Look good. So Linda, Bruce, thank you, Karen, everybody. And I'll be covering lots of, you know, stupid, simple stuff. I think we're going to talk about invites and basic setup in the next, you know, next section here. Basic setup, guys, is covered by the company. So I don't worry too much about it. I mean, I can walk through it. We could troubleshoot someone. Also, the panel will, you know, vary. I can have bunches of people in here and stuff. So, you know, some of my customers reach out to me. If you have memberships and different things with me and you want to be part of the game, but you got to be fun. I mean, Ray's no fun.
You got to join the dance party.
I know, right? That's right. Right. I was hot potato. Actually, I like cold spaghetti. I don't know.
Like the fruit salad.
Cold spaghetti, fruit salad. Yummy.
Yummy, yummy. Oh,
Yeah. The Wiggles is big time stuff. This is the big time.
I know, that's so exciting.
This is the big time. I wish she had like a colored shirt too, but I don't know what colors are left that are available for her to you know.
I think just a really bright colored Google branded would be cool with all of their colors on it.
Yeah, the only problem is that the Google store is not open because the facilities are not open, so there's nowhere to get good stuff. I have my
Maybe
Google
she has
sweater
some.
everywhere.
She might have some.
She can get it online. Yeah, and I'm sure she has some, but everywhere I wear my Google sweater, I get stopped 100 times. It's a great recruiting tool. Where did you get that? Where did you get that? Where did you get that? Well, why do you ask? Are you interested in a zipped hoodie or are you just curious? You know?
Oh,
You probably have some zip hoodies already. What makes you most interested in this particular zipped hoodie?
Yep. The fact that you can't just buy it at the store.
That's it. Everybody's like, where did you get that?
At my mom and pop shop.
Mom and pop shop.
love it.
I stole it. I went into New York and I stole it. I stole it from the locker room at the gym. I saw it.
Did you really?
No.
Cool.
Jillian
I
bought
left
it.
it on the subway and I just
I
snatched
don't know
it.
whether Jillian bought it from me or I paid for it because some things she brings me and some things I order. I don't remember.
Does she have like a secret order me website?
Well, in the office there was a store. You'd go into the store. So I also have connections with a very good singer
That's
who I might get to sing for us someday. You never know. He's winning prizes all over the internet. You look like a like-minded individual who might be interested in a zip-up hoodie. That's it. You look like a sharp person. Bet you wear hoodies. Don't wear them walking down the block in the dark. You know, it's not the time and place to be hoodies.
You just gave me an idea. Hey, you look like a sharp person. Let me get your email and put you on my newsletter.
Yeah, I please don't say that to people. Please.
No.
please.
No?
No.
Oh,
And we'll get into it, but I don't even ask people. I'm like, they ask me a question or something, like Ginny, the people will ask you questions about the videos, you know, or things. And you just say, well, okay, well, let me get your email. So I put you on my newsletter so you get all the updates and the new training that's coming out. And then, yeah, let me show you how to do that. Nobody ever says no. Nobody says
Yeah,
no
that's
to
a good
that.
thing.
I want to make sure you get the other stuff I'm sending out.
But that's natural. It's not weird.
No, that's why I love it. That's why I love it. I don't have to see, guys. I know I should shut up, and I know we're going long, but I'm with my friends. And I'm happy. I really am. I'm happy. I will get off in a second. There's two Dianes. Okay, we all know that I'm a psycho. There's Diane, who's everybody's buddy, who helps everybody, and there's Sales Shark Diane. Okay, Sales Shark Diane doesn't come out in the light. Okay. Okay, Sales Shark Diane sits at home and types things. Sales Shark Diane puts people in front of presentations that she doesn't do. She invites them to things, right? She puts them in front of sparkly, salesy people. She puts them in front of, you know, the big guru. She puts them in front of the sales page in the video sales letter. Sales Shark Diane doesn't do any of it herself. And she's actually like the split personality.
For anyone to know what is weird.
So what is weird? I know, right? Ferdinand, I'm just whatever I am. And that's what I figured out, that I didn't have to be that with people. Like, I don't want to constantly nag everybody I know to, you know, or people in teams or people I work with. I don't want to be nagging them all day. If they want to work, I'm here to work with them. If they don't want to work and they're happy, great. If they're just a customer, that's awesome. I'll support them. Everybody gets to pick and choose who they want to be. Same thing with all my customers on my list, or customers like some of you guys here might reach out to me and contact me about, you know, I really want to do this. I need some, I hate the word coaching, but I need to work with someone. You know, you might reach out to me and say that. Some of you guys might say, you know, these guys I talked about, they've all lost weight. Some of you guys might say, well, how do I find out about losing weight? Some of you guys might say, you know, what event are you speaking at? You know, or back when we were allowed to do things, I would have events at my house and stuff. You might say, when's the next event? Someday, some way, I will see you all again.
Yes, Ferdinand says he gets it. Weird is neediness.
Weird is, yeah, either that or some people are needy and some people are just aggressive. And that's just not, I don't have that thing in me. I tried to be it really, 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 really hard. I tried to be it. I worked so hard on being something that I'm not. And then I figured this out. Now I don't have to be. It's pretty.
You're authentic.
I don't know about that, but I mean, there's so many me's, you know. But what I know is I don't have to do a thing that doesn't feel right to me. I love selling. I love making money. I do it all day long. I'll do it for someone else. You know, I'm good at selling. But what I'm not good at is trying to sell something to somebody that doesn't want it. And so all I do is find crowds of people and let them sort themselves. If somebody wants it, they love, I mean, I love going to stores where I want something and they're really helpful and whatever. I love the pitch. I love them showing me all these different things, the fine Corinthian leather on the car and this and that. If I'm really looking for a car, but if I say I'm just looking, I don't want somebody following me around the store bugging me. Used to be this lady at a store I went to a lot, and she would just pick everything up. It didn't matter what it was. This would look great with your hair. This would look great with your eyes. This would look, she didn't care. She just wanted to sell me something. It was like, get away from me. Get away from me. Except I was too nice to say it. So every time I'd go in, I actually would avoid the store when she was working. I'd walk by and I'd be like, oh, she's in there.
Happened here in Vegas. Finally, this guy, he kept following me around. Finally, I said, look over there. I just ran out the store.
Right.
It's red.
Right. It is what it is. So everybody knows that feeling. Nobody likes it. All right, guys, I think I'm going to go take off all my makeup that I put on for this. I told you, we have like 2 weeks. I'll look nice for 2 weeks, maybe 3. Who knows? Thanks for being here, guys. Hopefully that was helpful to some folks. Well, we're going to put this in a series and we'll go through and start working on this, but it's important. We won't do anything unless we understand why. We won't do anything unless we understand the value. The value of this is immeasurable. Immeasurable. Okay. Where's Molly?
In bed with Dad.
Oh, okay. So we might
They
get
take care of him when he doesn't feel well. They won't leave him.
Aww. That's so sweet.
I want a doggy so bad. I need to rent the dog. I need somebody to loan me their dog.
Come cuddle with mine.
And I have to go to Atlanta into the depth of the Cootieville. We don't have a lot of cooties up here. I'm not coming to your cooties. I'm not coming to your cooties. How are your cooties up there? Your cooties are against the law up there, aren't they? Or something. Everything's against the law. I'm
Everything is.
where the cooties are low and the whatever. You know.
I live in the middle of the woods, so no big deal.
Yeah, all right. I'll come over and put some waders on and go out with Jenny.
Woohoo!
It's 112 here. We don't have cooties. It's too hot.
Oh,
I won't
my.
catch nothing, but I'll look cute. Good. It's 112.
That's hot.
We don't have cooties. They die.
Did you see it was like 130 degrees in Death Valley? Like the highest.
Holy crap. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah,
Fernand's
dogs-
right. I should be.
What about fostering the dog, Diane?
Yeah. I think that would be a great idea. The only thing is, everywhere I look, our town, there's no dogs in the shelter right now at all. The next town
Seriously?
over,
I've been called a dog many times.
you've been called a dog many times.
Yeah.
He wants you to
Ray wants to be adopted.
Foster you and get you a milk bone? What?
Yeah. I'm trainable.
Oh.
Trainable. Hopefully he's potty trained already.
I don't know about that. I don't know. I don't know enough to know about that. He seems to get up and go to the bathroom when we're working on marketing stuff, but I don't know what he's doing out there.
I've eaten dog food before.
Oh.
Have. She.
You've rendered me speechless, and not many can do that.
What's that?
I have a cat. I'll stick with the cat. She doesn't like me, but she doesn't like anybody, so it's all equal opportunity not liking. All right, I'm supposed to end this webinar. I'm just having fun, so. All right, I will see all of you soon. Keep up the good work, kids. And
Yes, mommy.
Thank you.
did you call me mommy or Swami?
Oh, I'm Swami. You're mommy.
I am motherly. Okay, he's now you know why I like a panel. It's entertaining. Are you done, Mr. Williams?
Am I done?
You got any more shtick?
Well, I'm going to save some for next time, but I mean,
Save it up. Maybe you'll make some notes, some good shtick, some good jokes.
Mm-hmm.
Henny Youngman over here.
You gave me
Nobody
good-
knows who Henny Youngman is anymore. I'm so old.
Take
Take
my
my
wife,
wife,
please.
please.
Take my wife, please. Give me an idea about the dog thing, though. That could work. That's got some merit to it.
I'd have to find out who needs a dog foster. I just want somebody, I want my mother to share a dog with me, but she said no. Like, share it with me. Like, she's an hour.
Neither of the girls are interested?
Jillian can't really do that where she lives. And then I'd have to drive to Brooklyn to drop it off, which is, I mean, I did it when she was in need, and I'll do it if my kid needs me, but I'm not doing it just to drop a dog off.
You have any
Okay.
flights up right now? How many flights up while you upstairs?
Me right now, I'm 4 flights up.
4 flights.
Oh, no way.
Think twice about a dog.
Oh, yeah. You don't want a dog.
4 flights up.
Now, I
Okay.
live in a townhouse, so my room is up here.
Oh, okay. But when you go outside, you're just on the ground?
Oh, yeah. So like you walk in the front door and then you can go downstairs, you can go up.
Okay.
Downstairs is like a family room. The next level up is kitchen, living room, dining room. And then there's like a small flight of steps up to Sarah's level. And then you come up to my level. I have my own level. Very important. So
Got it.
yeah. But dogs are industrious.
Yeah.
Get the dog app. Well, I was looking for a dog, but I only want a little doggy. I want like the kind that fits in my purse because I want to be one of those ladies. You have little doggies.
I never thought I wanted pets, and
Oh.
dogs taught me what unconditional love is.
That's what I need. I need some unconditional love.
Telling you, man. I'm all about you getting a doggy.
Well, I haven't been traveling. Usually when I'm traveling, it wouldn't be fair.
All you
They're
have
the
to
guinea
do
pig.
is get them certified as your anxiety dog, and they can go with you.
That's what I'm saying. If it's a little one.
Both of mine are certified.
You have anxiety, Stephanie?
My husband has PTSD.
Okay, all right. You're not
You're the
one of
guinea
those
pig.
people that just brings a dog. When people bring dogs that are not trained and they're out of
We
control,
actually haven't brought them on a plane with us. We've only done road trips with them to grandma's house and stuff like that. We actually are looking at a house on a beach that has beach access and a pool.
I saw you
and
looking
it's
for that. I'm available.
It's pet friendly.
I'll risk the cooties for that.
Yeah.
I'll chip in. Let me know.
I mean, like, seriously, Justin's looking right now, like,
Yeah, what state are you looking in? Florida?
where the red zones are like light yellow.
I'm not worried about because when you go down to the my feeling is if you're on the ocean and we're not with other people, ocean blows wind. So there's no cooties here. I just don't want to be like hugging on.
Yeah, we're definitely not doing like a Panama City or anything like that. I'll let you know.
Okay, cool. All right, let's end this wonderful, illustrious.
You go?
I guess so. I mean, we
Something I said?
No, it's the way you smell. Just saying. Don't stink up that shirt. That's your nice shirt.
Yes, it is.
It is nice.
It's very nice.
Very sentimental shirt.
There you go. There you go. Somebody has a birthday next week.
Who's that? I have a birthday.
Jenny?
I get
Somebody named Ray has a birthday next week.
Is that why
Next
he's
week.
barking?
He's going to be mad at me, but he does have a birthday next week.
Facebook will tell us.
He probably doesn't have it on there. He's like incognito, whatever. My ice cube's melted. See, I didn't drink it. Oh well. All right,
That's why
Pookie.
you have to freeze fruit juice and then you use it as your ice.
you remind me of Mr.
Oh,
Morning
you
Star.
have technique. Have you tried the mint, the cucumber mint thing?
Yeah.
Okay, different people like it and different people don't, and I lean
I might like it with a mixer.
towards that. So, but I didn't order any.
I ordered them. I didn't try them yet.
With a mixer. It'd be good.
I didn't order any. I ordered other things, so I will. All right.
We ordered a couple of the 3-pack sets to do some giveaways and samples and stuff like that. You want me to mail you one?
Thanks a lot, Fernie.
No, I'll order some. By the time you mail it, it costs more than,
Mm.
The pimp shirt.
I'll get you back, Fernie.
I'm stopping the recording